Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic, and this is another reaction to the Monogatari series. It is Tsukimonogatari episode 1, and well, as it seems we are talking about Ononoki, and what the heck she is. So you know what to do, as always. If you want to see the reaction itself, just go down into my descriptions, follow the links, replace the circumflex dot parts with real dots, and enjoy. Once you've done, feel free to come back here and hear out my thoughts. So, see you soon. For those that came back, welcome back. Now, that's interesting here. So, first things first, as you may have realized when I ended the reaction, it went instantly to part 2. So I have one big chunk of, like a movie there, but I'm splitting it into the parts. So, don't be surprised about that if it may happen again. This episode was more neither cut into 2 pieces, I think. We have the first part, which is not very long, but is there, which talks about Ononoki, what she is, who she is. Well, it's going into the direction of her storyline, I guess. And the second part is Araragi, finally again, and the Fire Sisters, so that's always a funny thing, although there's a lot, again, a lot of fan service in there, where, as you know, I am always a bit split about. So let's see what we have here. First things first. So one of the first things I really wanted to talk about is the design of Shinobu's chambers, of her room, her palace, in the shadows inside of Aragi's shadows, however you want to say it. I guess it is some kind of extraterrestrial space, not correctly, extraplanetary space, something like that. So in another dimension or whatever, in the shadows. And I like this design because it reminds me very much of this Venetian Renaissance style, which is fitting because very often vampires are considered to, whysoever, have this kind of style. I'm not sure why they have. I mean, when you think about the original vampire stories from Europe, they were more like Vlad and Dracula, who are more like the lords in the mountains in a castle, stuff like that. But then somewhere in I think in the romantic literature, the vampires were changed into this romantic kind of thing. Partially misunderstood and fighting with themselves and living in kind of a luxury, which is on the other hand very often shown as a decayed luxury, so one that is old and not enough worked on, so it's outlived, you know, that a couch or the room itself looks like it is very old and wasn't properly well, not saying cleaned, kept in shape, you know, old pictures, old mobiliar, and so on and so forth. So that reminds me a lot of it here, and I like it. It's a very nice style. It's a very interesting style. The other thing I realized in this here, let's see if I can find it. Yeah, there it is. Crap, and now I clicked away. Yeah, we can see it in this picture. So she is wearing something on her which I think I haven't seen before. This green patch, the green, I'm not sure what it is called. In German it is called a Kleeblatt. So with the 4 petals on, a symbol of luck in most cases, and of the Irish. It's very often connected. And I was aware that Ononoki was in one of the next shots in a field of those and plucking one of those. So I asked myself if there is maybe like a small hint to future episodes that this might be important. It might not be, but it is very prominent in my opinion. So I think we're going there. Ononoki herself, on the other side, is this strange kind of behaving like a young girl, like a teenager, a young woman who is having a lot of fun, who enjoys life, who is searching for more fun. So she's searching for clothing, like she's having a shopping spree, you know. She's on a coastline having like a sunbath there and all this stuff. But by her body behavior, you would say she enjoys it, but her face doesn't say it so much. So it's this weird seeing what she is exactly doing. I like her. I like the concept of her, the idea of her. She's a weird kind of person. And as Shinobu points out, she is an aberration, but one that was created because humans believe in stuff like that, but is not needed to be with you. I'm not completely sure if I grabbed this concept here yet. I guess we will learn more about it. So the idea is she acts as though she is a human because she wants to fit in, but she is not really one. So I'm waiting for more information there. It's as often in this series, they give informations in the beginning, but it is hard to put them already in a concept. So I wait for where we are going here. And then we have Araragi, finally, and his sisters, and this strange talk about, not that one, about alarm clocks. Yeah, there we're going around. Okay, so the family situation between those three I already discussed in the past, so I will not go through it too much. I like the kind of fun, the nice way they're interacting as siblings. They really like each other, and you can see that they are very open with each other in what they talk about. I'm not talking about how they behave in the bathroom and stuff like that. I mean, open emotionally in very many ways. And we got some hints that maybe the karate master of Karen might be interesting. So she is kind of fond of him. Maybe it's her boyfriend. I mean, I remember that we got informed they both have boyfriends, and we even somewhere in the past got names there. But since then we have seen nothing of those. So I guess they will not pop up, but maybe this karate master is one, or he will be interesting in some other ways. I find it weird that when you're in this karate school, you're not allowed to have other sport based activities. So you're not allowed to be in any other club or stuff like that. That's very weird. And in my opinion, not correct. I mean, sure, you could say as the owner of the place, I want the people here to train completely for this, to be the best possible, so if they have spare time, they should not go to another sports club or whatever, but instead they should train more. So I can see this idea. But then, isn't it just a karate school and not like you're not part of a sect? You're not part of an organization there. So, I'm not sure about that one. That's a bit weird. And I agree with Araragi here that Karen has more than just the options to be a really, really good sports person in maybe Olympics is a step too far now. But she is forced, she could be in athletics, she could be in, I mean, like everything, you know, more than just karate. Or in case of this, why not go to some tournaments? There are those, I guess, as well. So there's more for her to achieve. But then she's still not completely grown up, so maybe that's why they're waiting here. It is this mentioning that maybe the Fire Sisters will split up. Sure, a sad thing, because ignoring the fact that the Fire Sisters are like doing good things for good and stuff like that, it is a special bond that those two sisters have. So it would be sad to see this special bond and kind of game go away, because for them it is what binds them more together than just being sisters. They are the Fire Sisters. They are kind of prominent by doing what they do. So I can see that the little sister is not happy about it. We got a little clue that there will be like the story of the end and begin of Araragi. I'm not sure what this is aiming for. And yeah, and then we went into the bathroom with a lot of scenes that were, well, I was busy reading. Let's say it that way. Interesting here is this if I'm correct, this plays between the last season I reacted to and the one before. I might be wrong, I'm sorry, the timeline in this series really gets me confused. And I don't write it down all step by step. I'm sorry, that's just, you know, I like to react to how I realize it. One thing here, however, is Nadeko. So, Nadeko is back out of hospital, which means for the society, for the people, she is back, and she, as Araragi said, it is now clear why she vanished and where she did go. And I asked myself, what is it that society thinks where she was? Because she was gone for quite a long time. I mean, it's not like 1 or 2 days. She was gone for weeks. So that's the question I have here. What is the story they told her parents? What is the story they told the police? She told them where she was. I think they haven't shown that. Well, however, she's out of hospital, so I guess it was something like that she was comatose and lost her memory or stuff like that. Just guessing. And Araragi, doesn't want to meet her again because that would be weird and could cause problems, kind of. I see why, but it's kind of sad, you know. Or not you yourself, more like Keiki, put her on a good new path, one where I really hope she will grow on, that she will like, becoming the artist that she is able to be. And why not meet her again? Sure, there was a lot of I will kill you and stuff like that. But as we know now, this love to Araragi was not a real one. It was one that was to avoid others. So, oh well, the question is, how much does he know? I think I'm pretty sure Senjugahara knows more than everything, and I guess she shares with Araragi, so well, it's his decision. I would like it to see her again, at least somewhere, I don't know, when they're passing somewhere and there's like a book of her or stuff like that. So that you can see that she is achieving something. One thing that stood out to me in this episode, which I liked, which I found important and is interesting to talk about, is that even his little sister states to Araragi that he carries too much on his shoulders. And that's a thing we had in past seasons already. Araragi is this person who wants to do good, who wants to like help everyone if possible. And while doing so, it can be too much. So to find this place, this position, they say, okay, here is like the limit which I can achieve, and now I take a step back. That is something he has to learn, which is not easy, I guess. I know that as well. Because if you don't do it, you're starting to burn yourself. I know that from personal life, from friends, from family. It's a typical thing you can see with mothers. Very often, not always, but very often you have mothers, there are fathers like that as well, who are ripping themselves apart for their family. And by saying so, I mean that they are going over the top. They do not just what is needed, they are stepping in when there are problems in their family, and they try to shoulder that burden for the others. And then there's another problem coming, and they take that as well on them, although it's not their problem. So what they do is they put more and more into their back, and if you look closely, you will realize that they are not breaking, but they are slowly being pushed to the ground, but they are not willing or not able to say, that's too much for me. It is because they love their family, they love their children, and so alike. So that's something where others will have to step in and say, hey, let me take a bit from that, or put at least some of it down, away. Just talking symbolic here, you know. Because what might happen otherwise is that this person breaks down completely somewhere. Because there's like a maximum of what you can take, and then there is a moment when either your body decides it's over, or your subconsciousness says enough and you break mentally, you know, in the meaning of having burnout and stuff like that, or into depressions. So we're not that far here for Araragi, but he is a typical person who takes more to do, who wants to help everywhere, and not watching out enough to have time for himself. I'm not talking about that he takes in more than he can handle in a time. It is that you need free times. You have to have like a day off in a week. You need that. You can do like multiple weeks or even months without taking a day off completely for you. And it will work for a time. And maybe you will not even realize it, but then there will be the moment when you're breaking. And then it's mostly too late. In most cases, that is too late. So here, take a step back, Araragi. Just handle the burdens that are really needed, and maybe some for your friends, but don't overdo it. But I'm pretty sure Senjugahara will look after that. She is very, very focused on keeping her man alive, if you know what I mean. So, so for that, and now we're talking about a mirror image. So, I think I mentioned it in the past when it came to vampires, that vampires tend to not have, in many stories, tend to not have a mirror image. And then there are those stories that they cannot pass floating water and stuff like that. And the silver thing, by the way, is the werewolves. While they are garlic haters. So, question here is, why is he having no mirror image now? I'm pretty sure he had in the past, otherwise I would have shown it before. I mean, they were in the bathroom way more often than normal in this series, and had mirrors everywhere. So I can only guess that maybe his connection to Shinobu got stronger now and got so much more focused and strong that the effects of being a vampire, which he is partially, have grown stronger as well. So that's why this secondary effect is happening. That is, here he made sure his little sister didn't see, but that may become a problem in the future. Just talking about normal life. If you're going through a city, there are a lot of glass windows and everything around. Water on the ground, all this stuff. And you normally have some kind of a mirror image. Someone, somewhen, it will be realized. And then he's in trouble. Because what the heck is going on? Why do you have no mirror image? Even if people don't see it directly, if you're walking by or at a glass, there is in the back of your mind, there may be this moment when you're like, something is strange, you know? It's the same as if someone has no shadow. You don't see it instantly, but you have this, you would have this background, this tingling in your neck of something is wrong. And you cannot put it correctly now. So here we are without a mirror image. I'm pretty sure he will discuss that with Shinobu very soon. And if there's an option to regain it, I think it's kind of needed. Have to think about Peter Pan now, who lost his shadow, if you know what I mean. And his shadow has his own consciousness and runs around. So that would be interesting if they would do like a little bow to Peter Pan and have his mirror image running around while doing stuff itself. I guess not, but it would be a funny idea. And we ended off with this kiss scene, which was not what he wanted to do. But by taking her head and partially breaking it away from the mirror, she thought he wanted to kiss her. Which is interesting here is that she was going for it. So she was in for that. So this, as we had with the older sister already, he has with his little sister this step over the boundaries from playful, a bit too much of touching and everything, towards more. Because in my opinion, a kiss of this kind is a step further, you know? And for sure, in this moment, Karen came in. Had to be. I mean, it was clear. This is the moment where it had to be. And she instantly just punched him away. I asked myself, why? Did she punch him because she wanted to protect her little sister? Did she punch him because he did betray her? Because they had some kind of a similar situation, you know? Or why? I guess we will learn in the next episode. And ask myself if he will indulge them in his problems. I'm not sure if I would like it or not. Here we have the option now. He now has the option to bring in his sister on. By the way, I'm a vampire. But then he possibly would have to go for and you're a phoenix and you wear a cursed bee, you know? So I'm not sure if he's going there. It would be interesting if he would. But maybe he just will say, I lost my mirror image. Go for it. And the Fire Sisters will swarm out. Not sure. Next episode will show. And maybe we will jump into the Ononoki storyline then, which was not shown really much yet. That's it for this time. I hope you did like. I liked it. Was a good start. It was very funny in many ways. And I will see you the next time. Until then, feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. My name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye and out.